Purple Warriors podcast. I'm your host, Ali Sugars, and thank you for joining us. This podcast is about raising awareness for domestic and family abuse by allowing survivors to share their own journeys to recovery. You will find practical yet powerful information and tools that you can immediately implement into your own journey to recovery. You will also hear information on how you can help someone you suspect may be in a toxic relationship. To support this podcast and get access to amazing bonus content, click Become a Patron for more information. If you have a story to share, reach out to me, Ali F. Sugars, on Facebook, YouTube and Instagram. Hosts and guests will often discuss sensitive topics in detail. While this is done with the utmost respect and dignity, this may cause triggers for some listeners. Welcome everybody to today's episode of the Purple Warriors podcast. We are so very glad you can join us. And today our guest is the very beautiful Michele Scherr. How are you, Michele?
Hi, Ali. I am great. Thank you for asking, and thank you so much for having me back on the podcast.
Oh, I know, it's very exciting. So Michele is obviously a face that you're probably going to recognise back from episode 28 of the podcast, where she shared about her own journey of abuse, recognising where to associate her own self-worth. And she told us a little bit about the 7 principles of success that result in self-confidence. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what she's been up to lately and how we can implement these principles to earn a living. So,
Awesome.
Michele, for those who may not have heard your original interview, would you mind just telling us a little bit briefly about how you came to develop these principles and who Michele is, maybe?
Okay, awesome. So I guess, a really, really short synopsis of where it came from. I'd faced probably 3 or 4 periods in my life where I'd really hit rock bottom and I'd found ways out. But the last time, which was in 2017, I was in the Air Force. I was a registered nurse working full-time in the Air Force in uniform. And I worked for Air Force for nearly 20 years. And during that time, I sustained some injuries and illnesses, and it got to the point where it was, I couldn't continue. And I was being medically discharged. And what I heard, that negative self-talk, the itty-bitty shitty committee, it was telling me that I'm not good enough. I'll never be good for anything. I can't contribute to society because I couldn't be a nurse anymore and I couldn't be a military officer anymore. And I was just like, what am I going to do with myself? I'm in my mid-40s and I've got nothing, I'm useless. And, all the devastation that went along with losing what to me was a vocation. And so out of that, and with a lot of help, I've managed to claw my way back from sitting on the couch by finding community and really finding my self-confidence again. I mean, if you speak to anyone who knew me as a child and say to them, oh, look, Michelle's lacking some self-confidence, they'd be like, what? Are we talking about the same person? Because as a child, I was always very self-confident. So, and going through those experiences, I've now gone on to develop the 7 principles of success, as you mentioned, in an effort to help others come back from whatever has taken them to that low level, but help them come back. So it starts on a basis of self-care and looking after yourself, and then moves to understanding yourself, understanding your thoughts, understanding why you think the way that you do, and building community around you, collaborating with people, empowering yourself, empowering others, supporting yourself and supporting others. And the self-confidence comes from there, So there are pretty much those steps, not necessarily linear. They don't necessarily follow each other. They can be up and down. And I have to say, over the last couple of months, and now with everything that's going on in the world with COVID and looking at potential lockdowns again and, not knowing what's happening, going back to basics, back to that self-care again and making sure I'm looking after me, health and wellness. It's really a great foundation. And I found, if you get all of those things together, self-confidence is the natural result of doing all those steps.
Definitely, 100%. And you are so right. I think that definitely now a beautiful person like yourself is needed. I mean, we've needed people like you in the last couple of months, and I think now even more so because of what we could be facing. But, it's an ongoing process for everybody, isn't it? And also, I love what you said about, when you're a child, how you look very self-confident. As you were saying that, I'm like, yep, that's me too.
Well, as a child, you just don't have fears, do you?
No.
So you don't know that you're not supposed to, feel confident. You're not supposed to have that confidence in yourself and in what you're seeing. It's not until you start to get older and people start to kind of knock you down a bit
Yeah.
and start getting hits from either side that you go, oh, okay, well, maybe I'm not good at what I thought I was good at,
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the realisation as you grow up, the awareness of what people are actually saying to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your beautiful new course. I'm very excited to hear about this.
So one of the things, and we also mentioned this last time, I got into network marketing as a way of helping me to get out of the position I was in. So for me, network marketing was about community. It was about the positivity. And I read a saying, and I'm trying desperately to remember who said it, but it was basically, you go into a room full of network marketers, you will never meet a more positive group of people, because they are. So for me, it was about community. It really was about community and about getting out of the house. And during that journey, one of the things I found as a beginner network marketer, as a freshie, I found that I wasn't totally comfortable with doing the parties, like the Tupperware style that everyone's very familiar with. I wasn't really comfortable with that sort of thing. And as new into network marketing, you always, many people, I won't say everyone, but many people get really excited about the products because they've worked, the products have worked. And that was me. I was telling every man and his dog, and I was trying to get everyone into a conversation about it. And I was just like, it just didn't feel right. So I thought, okay, I haven't got a huge warm market, as they say, so people that I know and all of that sort of thing who might be interested. How do I attract other people? So I did a number of courses. I paid a fair amount of money trying to learn, because I figured, well, I didn't become a nurse just by showing up at the hospital. I had to do education. I had to learn. I had to practice. So that's what I did. Okay, let me look for education. And, I looked at a lot of American sources. I looked at one British source. I didn't find much in the Australian market. So I was a bit disappointed, because the Australian consumer market is different to both the UK and the US. So the way we approach things are very different. And Australians tend to have a natural skepticism. If you're approaching them, they have a natural skepticism that, what are you trying to sell? What are you trying to put over? And no one likes to be sold to.
So true.
But it's along that journey, becoming a network marketer, it's hard not to make those mistakes.
Yeah.
And then I just, so I kind of went, I want to do this online. I want to do it through social media. The power of social media, I can touch so many more people, particularly across Australia. So it doesn't have to be people that I meet, face to face, that I can touch, type thing. So I started doing a few things and, putting it out on social media. I got a business page on Facebook. I had an Instagram page, but I just didn't really know. And when it came to content, like designing content and posting content and creating it, and I'd just be like, I have no idea what to do. I have no idea what to do. And I joined some professional networking groups and all of that sort of thing, but just things hadn't been explained to me the way that kind of I talk. So it was like they were trying to explain to me what an apple was, and all I was hearing was a description of an orange.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Until someone said to me one day, and she put it in different terms. And all of a sudden, it just went clunk. Okay, now I know what to do. So I've designed a course because I want to help other people. And, network marketing is the biggest, is a leveler, done the right way. Anyone can enter network marketing. We all start at the same place. Doesn't matter what your race, gender, doesn't matter. Everyone starts at the same place. Yeah. And it's consistency and perseverance and the ability to learn that actually gets you through. So I'd like to help other people learn the easy way, if you want to put it that way, not make as many mistakes. So I put together a course, and it's just literally a stepping stone that gives principles and formulas of how to take your business onto social media.
Fantastic.
So it's something that, obviously, network marketing, you are not going to make $1 million or $1 billion overnight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If someone manages to do that, hats off to them, all praise, good on them. But generally, for the majority of people, this is a long-term plan. And so this is part of, so you've had your startup and that phase where you're really excited and you want to tell everyone. And now, like I said before, I've got to, okay, so who do I talk to now? Yes. I don't want to sit in shopping centres drumming up conversations with people.
Yeah.
I don't want to, I just, can you invite all these people around and we'll do a demonstration and stuff like that. I don't want to do that. So, like I said, I've designed this course to help beginners take their businesses online and start really understanding their perfect client, really understanding how to post and speak to that client, and then what happens after that. How to engage in conversation, how to follow up, all of those sort of things. So it's a 4-module course and it goes for 4 weeks. But it really is about the principles and formula to get you started. And it really takes practice. Like anything, it takes practice.
Absolutely. And, when you say, people do network marketing and they've got the parties and, going to the shopping centres. I've done all that myself. And while I don't think it's an irrelevant way to do it, I think there are still people out there who are certainly doing it. Obviously not so much now because we maybe can't. But, we do have the internet available to us. So why not use it? Why not use it for good? And, there are so many people out there doing it for other businesses as well. Yeah. But one thing I wanted to address was maybe a bit of an elephant in the room. A lot of people, and I have been one of them, might hear the term network marketing and go, oh, network marketing. So let's talk about that. Like how actually different is it to what people perceive? And before I go any further, I want to say, I come from Adelaide. So, and they say in Adelaide, if you can sell to someone in Adelaide, South Australia, you can sell to anyone. So that is the same.
Tough market, huh?
It is definitely. We are tough on network marketers. So tell us, explain that a bit.
Just before I do, I just want to make sure that for your listeners that I'm not saying that cold marketing in supermarkets and that sort of thing is wrong. It just wasn't right for me. So I'm talking about my experience. For some people, it works beautifully.
Yes.
But for me, it didn't. So to go on and talk about network marketing, everyone has a story about a network marketer that has been too pushy. Everyone has a story about someone who's done the wrong thing. And that's their experience, and it's totally legitimate. I'm now part of a group of women across Australia and some in the US and Canada actually, who are working to professionalise, and do the right thing by each other. And it's not company specific, the group I'm in, it's not company specific in any way. And we just go through, and it was like coming home finding this group, because they came through and they have models of business, and they have this and that, and it really speaks to my kind of my academic yearning.
Yep.
And so, yeah, lots of people have come across the bad network marketers. And I guess from our generation, and above, they have the experience with one particular company that really was like a cult and really gave network marketing a bad name. But I tend to say to people when they go, oh, network marketing, well, what is it that you think of as network marketing? I see it as a business that I run from home, helping people.
Yeah.
The only difference between me and say the local pharmacy is that I don't have a bricks and mortar store, and I only have a small range of products that I really am passionate about.
Yeah.
For those who are influenced by people who go about it the wrong way, I do understand their hesitancy.
Yeah.
And that's where, on social media, for me, it's about getting people to know me and trust me, because I'm not there to diddle them out of anything. I'm not there to push them into something that they don't want. I encourage all of my customers and anyone I speak to. I've had a lot of people say, no, it's just not right for me, or that's not really what I'm into. No problem. It doesn't mean I'm going to cut you off and move on, because I don't develop friendships because they might buy from me. But I know in other areas it can seem like that. But like I said, the group I'm with, we're really trying to professionalise it and make it a business, not just, friends of friends of friends type networking type thing. And it is networking, but it's a business of networking, not a friendship networking, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does. It makes perfect sense. And I wanted to just make it clear from my point of view too. I'm not in any way having a go at network marketing, because can I tell you, when I actually left my first husband, I went into network marketing myself. So I've been there, I've done that. I'm still involved in a network marketing company. So I've got nothing against it. So please don't think I have anybody.
When it comes to network marketing, if you're in it for the right reasons, fantastic. If you're in it to make a quick buck, you're going to go wrong. You're not going to last.
Right. Good point.
As I said before, for me, it was about community. It was about getting out of the house and having the flexibility to be able to work when and where I wanted. Yeah. And I found a product that I was passionate about and wanted to share with everyone. But yeah, if you really have to have that burning desire to achieve what you want with this business model, and not, if it's all about money, then my personal opinion is you're not going to go terribly far, because that desperation will come across, particularly to Australians, and they'll go, yep, not having a bar of it.
100% agree with that. Absolutely. 100%. And I mean, I find that in my business too. Yeah. So yeah, and I think that's all over business too. I think, if you come across, as money hungry, and like you say, Australians, we look at things differently. We're a harsh bunch, aren't we?
We can be. We certainly can be.
But we're a beautiful bunch to the rest of the world, just so you know. We are.
We're very friendly, but we're very suspicious on the other hand.
That's right. So tell us, Michele, in regards to your course, does it matter where someone might be in their business, whether, they be at the very beginning or they're a bit further along in their network marketing journey? How does that work?
No, actually, it doesn't really matter where they are in the journey. Like I've targeted, or the market I'm trying to target are beginners in the network marketing, just to make their journey a bit smoother. But for someone who's been in network marketing for a while and goes, you know what, I want another source of clients, so I'm going to go on network marketing. I'm going to go on social media. Good for them too. So it's people that are new to taking their business onto social media. So realistically, like I said, my target market is for network marketers, but this could be open to anyone who wants to take their business online and is not particularly sure of how to go about it, what to post, how do I talk to people, how do I get those conversations going on social media. So yeah, it's quite suitable for a lot of people. But like I said, I have narrowed my niche down, but that's not to say that others can't do it.
Oh, fantastic. So that's kind of answered the next question, which was, can you combine a network marketing business with other businesses?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think to be absolutely clear, when it comes to network marketing, there are a lot of regulations, particularly from a company point of view, when it comes to promotional stuff and that sort of thing. So you'd have to be very careful how you market it if you wanted to take that on social media, because I do believe that's where most people trip up if they try to do more than one network marketing company versus if they do network marketing plus a bricks and mortar store.
Right.
I think a bricks and mortar job plus network marketing would be easier to do. You could do both. Whereas I think if you wanted to do multiple network marketing companies, that would be a lot more challenging.
Oh, that's a good point. I haven't thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
fair
are
enough.
regulations. So we've got the Direct Sellers Association, and in the States, there's also a governing body over there. And as a lot of the companies are actually based in the US and that sort of thing. So there are regulations over there about what you can post, what you can claim about your products. So recently, I think it was in April, there were a few posts going around for one particular company saying, keep well, keep COVID away from the door type thing. Use our products.
Yeah.
And it's like the association there for most people was, if you use these products, you're going to stay well.
Right. Yeah.
And there's obviously no evidence to prove that. So the claims were bad, and the companies were they were written to and told they needed to change it, and otherwise legislation would kick in and blah blah blah. So yeah. So there are a lot of regulations around it, not only what the company puts in place for their consultants or their direct sellers, but also governing bodies.
And is that the sort of thing you'll cover in your course?
No, the course is literally just about, because it's not company specific,
Right.
I don't know the regulations that every company puts in for their direct sellers or their consultants. So I cover literally just, these are the principles. Here's a couple of formulas that you can use if that resonates with you.
Beautiful.
And here's the process. Go forth and practice. So each person has to abide by their own company's regulations and the general regs.
Right, that's good to know. Good to know. Well, I'm very excited about hearing, about how people can find you and how they can join the course. Or do you have a Facebook group or something? Where can people find you? See, look at me, I'm very excited.
That's a great question, Ali. Not difficult to find. However, the course opened for enrolment on the 27th of July, and I have 2 more sessions coming for the rest of this year. I have a Facebook group called Self-Confidence and Success with Michele Scherr, and I can be accessed there. I'm michele.scherr on Instagram. I can certainly be accessed through there. And if you wouldn't mind putting my Instagram handle and the Facebook group in the notes, that would be awesome. Thank you. I also have an ebook that I'm promoting at the moment about taking your business online. So if your listeners would like to read that first before deciding about attending the course or enrolling in the course, they're more than welcome to reach out, and I'll send that to them. And it's got the course dates, the upcoming course dates and everything are in that ebook.
Fantastic. How exciting.
It's very exciting.
And as I mentioned before, I think what you are doing is incredible. And I know, and having lived through it myself, I know that, often when, say, people can't become single parents like I did, network marketing is something that people will go to because it is relatively easy to fit into our lives if we're a single parent, or if we might need to bring in a second income all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So I love what you're doing. I absolutely appreciate what you're doing. I wish you were around when I first went into network marketing, because I think that your course would have been absolutely fantastic. Although in saying that, we didn't really have social media back then anyway. I'm making myself sound very old. But look, everyone, I would definitely highly recommend Michelle's course. So, I will always put all the links down below. And thank you so much for joining us today, Michele. It has been incredible having you back on for the second time.
Thank you so much, Ali. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Excellent. All right, everyone, we will see you in the next episode.